to Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. I'd like to welcome you out to the shed of many names in the breaks of the monsoon that has come to visit. So that's why I look like a drowned rat going from the shed to the house. Now, today we're going to make homemade apple cider vinegar. It is so not as hard as people think it is. I've got a mixture of apples. You want to use different apples in it. It makes it have an even more distinct flavor. And you get a different variety of the natural yeast in each of the apples into your cider. Now what you're going to need, now I'm using 2 half-a-gallon sterilized jars. I have a spoon to mix sugar with, measuring spoons to measure the sugar with, a paring knife, and I'm getting to break out my fermentation kit. So I'll be using my fermentation tops and the bubblers. I will tell you when we get closer different things that you can use to cover your top with. You're going to want lukewarm water, warm enough to dissolve your sugar. And use cane sugar. And don't use generic sugar because a lot of times it's sugar beet sugar. And no, I don't like that stuff. I use cane sugar like my ancestors used. So I've already cut one apple up. I had to try my little thingy from Dollar Tree. So far it's holding up. If I can get through all these apples, I'll be a happy camper. So let's get started, and hopefully the tapping on the roof's not too loud or distracting. So what I'm going to do is turn my container over. And I'm just going to cut my apples up. Leave your peels on. Everything goes in. And of course, if you see any bad spots, cut them out. I've been wanting to make some apple cider vinegar for a while now. And yes, I use the cores as well. Make sure the stems are out, and there's the stem. Pull that baby back out. I take the stems off. Uh-oh, this apple might be too big for it, of course. Alright. I'll back that apple out. And I will cut it like this. Then go by the score marks. Take that stem out. I want to save some of these seeds. Yes, I'm going to save some of the seeds. And your cuts do not have to be perfect. That seed might have got cut. Come on out there. Quit being shy. But see how simple and easy it is so far? Anybody can make homemade vinegar. And I'm well, especially homemade apple cider vinegar, and it's going to end up having the mother, and I'm going to show you later on many other vinegar recipes. Go for a smaller apple. And of course, I got it too close to the edge. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta make it go. Don't waste your pills. Put them in. I'm going for this jar to be about 2/3 of the way full is the way I like to do it. I'm going to cut my core in half, sometimes thirds. I wonder if this is one of those creepy apples with no seeds in it. Okay, I'm about up to 3/4. You don't want to put too much in because you actually want to get some vinegar out of it. And if you fill it up too much, you won't get a whole lot of vinegar. And that's about right. I'm going to start on the next jar. And of course I'll clean the rims off before I put my lids on. Let's see, can we get this to work again? Alright, I give up. My aim apparently is off. But that's okay. We'll continue to cut them regardless. There we go. This one's a little stronger. Get the seeds out. Most of these are Gala apples. Another one I love to use is Granny Smith. Granny Smith makes a really good strong vinegar. Fuji makes a really good vinegar. I like the stronger apples. I am not a big fan of yellow or golden. Well, golden or yellow or red delicious. I'm not big on them. I tend to like to use a crisper apple, and that way it makes a better vinegar. Let me tell you, Granny Smith apples make a wonderful, wonderful vinegar. And as you see, it does not take long to make your own vinegar. Not whatsoever. This is the easy part. The hardest part is the weight. I know some of these are going to make some apple fritters. Yes, recipe will be coming before long. Now, if you're making like an apple dessert and you just have enough of the apples for the dessert and you got to peel and core the apples, save those peels and cores because you can use that also. You don't have to use whole apples to make vinegar. You can use the peels and the cores. Hear how good and crisp that apple is. Oh, I missed some seeds. Oh well. I might have plenty of apple tree seeds over here already. Ain't no guarantee they'll sprout, but it's worth a try to get free apples. Good thing these are American apples too. So I don't have to worry about them being irradiated. That's another thing. Make sure the fruit that you use excuse me, comes from the country you're from. And that way your apples are not irradiated. Oh, this is a good crisp one too. Cut that seed in half. Now see, there's a bad spot right there. You want to cut that out. That can cause, can cause your cider to go bad, your apple cider vinegar to go bad. And also, make sure your countertop, everything that you're using is sanitized very well. You don't want any other bacteria to come into your apple cider vinegar and ruin it. And I want to thank Tammy. Once again, I can't thank you enough for my fermentation kit because it gives me the tops to be able to do this. This is what I'm going to do. I'll show you when I get them done. The jar is completely done. I'm going to put them on the top of the refrigerator inside. I'll go into more detail. Oh man, chopped another seed. I'll go into more detail here in a bit about that. Yep, I'm going to call it on this one. I'm going to put that in there. Oh, that's a bad looking piece. I need peeled apples for peeled diced apples for my apple fritters. So that last piece, oh no, I'm going to eat that piece. Forget it. I got plenty of apples left over. I should have grabbed more jars from home. Okay, it's just a hair over 2/3, but everything will, once it starts fermenting, the apples will shrink down and release their flavor. I am going to move the camera and bring you right back. Okay, we got our jars ready to go. What I'm going to go on and do is take my sugar. Now this is a 2-cup measuring cup, so I'm going to make 2 batches at a time of water. I don't mix everything all together at once. Now, for each cup of water, now I'm using Berkey water. You do not want to use tap water because you run a bigger risk of your vinegar failing because of the chlorine and the fluoride and everything in it. Distilled water, just watch the dates on the jugs of water, or run it through a water purifier. I have my Berkey, so that's what I run mine through. Okay, that's 2 tablespoons of cane sugar. All natural cane sugar. And this is lukewarm water so that the sugar will dissolve. And you want 2 cups of water if you have a 2-cup measuring cup. Now, if you have a 1-cup measuring cup, you're going to use just 1 cup of sugar. No, 1 tablespoon. Man, I'm going to get y'all all hummingbirds. We're going to be making wine. Per every cup of water, you're going to use a tablespoon of sugar. And you want to make sure that the sugar is completely dissolved. And then you're going to pour it into your jar gently. Shake your apple so air bubbles come out, because you don't want any air bubbles in there. And I'm going for a 2-inch headspace. And the sugar is to naturally feed and activate, well, to activate and feed the natural yeast inside the apples. And you notice how the water went from cloudy to clear? That means your sugar is completely dissolved. There was a piece of blossom, and I just wanted to make sure it was out of there. Now I can put just a little bit more water in it, or the sugared water. I'm going to make another double batch because I've got the second jar to do. And you notice it goes completely clear. That means every bit of that sugar is dissolved. You want to make sure that your sugar is dissolved. Let me grab my weight. I'll be right back. Okay, I have my weight here. You want to make sure you stir. Make sure there's no air bubbles. That there's plenty of liquid in there. I'm going to put my weight right there on top. And that will help keep those apples under the syrup. this one on. Ow. Maybe not. But as long as you keep those apples under the top, you take a less chance of mold developing. Now what I'm going to do is wipe the rim very well. They have come back to the surface. Okay. And these have been cleaned and sanitized. I want to put them on real good. I'm going to take the bubbler top off. Put it just right in there to where it's not moving. And we're going to fill up. I'm going to fill up my bubbler up to this line right here where it says full. And you want to keep an eye on your bubbler and do not let it go dry. Now, this is the way I do my apple cider vinegar. Now, if you're not blessed to have this, like I was blessed, you can use a double thickness of unbleached coffee filters. Put them over the top and use a good strong rubber band. You can put folded over very well cheesecloth, but you want to make sure it's really thick so gnats can't get through. Rubber band it. You can also use muslin, a thin piece of muslin, put it over the top and put you a rubber band on top. Now, you can put these on a seed mat if you want to keep them warm. You can put them in a warm area. I'm going to put them on top of the refrigerator because it's always warm there. Now I'm going to bring you back as soon as I get this other jar finished because I got to get busy. See you here in a bit. Now see how simple and easy that was? All you have to do is make sure that your apples stay below what's going to end up being the vinegar. And I'm going to let this set on top of the fridge. I'm going to make sure I've got to fill this bubbler up inside because I thought I was going to use all this, but I didn't. Don't worry, it's not going to get wasted, but I don't want to put sugar water in my bubbler. So I'll fill the bubbler up when I get in the house, and I'm going to put them up on top of the refrigerator because the top of your refrigerator stays nice and warm. And after 2 weeks, I will bring you back and we'll make another video. And I'll show you what to do for the second step. Simple, easy, homemade, just like our ancestors made. Making apple cider vinegar with the mother. Yes, it's going to have the mother. This is going to be a whole lot cheaper than what that stuff in the jugs is, and it's going to taste a whole lot better too. And especially if you use really good apples, the better the vinegar tastes. Simple, easy, and above all else, homemade. I hope you've enjoyed this video and it encourages you to make your own homemade apple cider vinegar. Now, I will bring you back after 2 weeks, and I'll make a homemade vinegar playlist. So if you happen to miss a video, there'll be a playlist for that. For this vinegar, and as well as many others we're going to be making. Now, if you're using a bubbler, make sure it does not dry out, because gnats will get in there and have a field day. Just make sure, and if it gets cloudy looking, all you have to do is take your bubbler off, wash it out really good, put it back on, and fill it back up. Fill your bubbler back up. And because sometimes these apples get to working really good, and there's a lot of gases that come up, and that can cause your water in your bubbler to get really dark. It's nothing bad. Just have to take it off, wash it, put more water, and continue to let it vent. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comment section below. I will answer them as soon as possible. Everyone take care. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and may you each be blessed. See you soon.